Hello, Minecrafters. This is BBInME's, and you're watching yet another Minecraft video. Hey, welcome back. As you know, there hasn't been a lot of activity on my channel for a while, and that's because I've been involved in I wouldn't say top secret, but a kind of secret ZipKrowd project that we've been working on, and it required some code to be written, some programs and stuff, and I had been working on that for several months. And finally, I think we were successful and we were able to create the program, and it looks like it's working. And so, yeah, so that's great. So now I actually have some time to work on my own server and to get on the ZipKrowd server and do some stuff and create some videos. And so that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, so here I am. My main base is somewhere that way, maybe 400 blocks. I have this nether portal, and I have a path through the nether portal so I can get there. The reason I'm so far away is because I'm working on villagers. So I built this villager breeding center, as I mentioned my video many months ago. I wanted to see some designs, and this is the one I built. It's kind of a standard Tango Tech design, and pretty straightforward. We've got our village down here. We've got many villagers. It looks like, oh, maybe 100, I think, up there, if I can get up there. Let's see. Maybe more. Looks like probably, oh, about 240 villagers. Okay, yeah, there's a lot up there. And the villagers occasionally breed, and then they get pushed into this other cell over here, and when they grow to full size, they follow the water stream down here and down this water stream under my portal here, all the way down here to a sufficient distance where we're outside of the range of the village, and then I drop them down into this holding area down here. We have another good chunk of villagers down here. Let's see, looks about 260. I had many more, but I've used a lot of villagers for various things. And yeah, so now I've upgraded to the latest snapshot. I'm on 14W30C right now, and I've upgraded my server. I took a backup, of course. Not too trusting of these snapshots yet, but I'm ready to get started. And I think what we can do is this villager breeding cell is not going to work anymore. So as you can see, there's no hearts over there. The villagers are sitting in there, and they're happy and content, but they're not making more villagers. And so we need to make some changes to get this to work in what's going to be 1.8. So yeah, so first thing I need to do is, as you can see, I've cleared out an area that I've prepared for my new village breeder. I've also put this wall around here just to keep zombies and whatnot out while I'm working, so hopefully, and torches. Hopefully this will keep everything but spiders out. Occasionally spiders wander in here, and we'll deal with them as that happens. And so I think the next step right now is to tear this down. We need some of these materials, and I'll try and get all the villagers over there and rescue as many of them as I can. I don't really need this many. Maybe I won't rescue them. We'll see. Anyway, we'll get some down in that holding cell down there, and we'll tear this down, and then I will be right back. Okay, as you can see, I had some issues. So when I moved all of the villagers down my trench here to this one location that I had, hey buddy, how you doing? There were so many entities in this area that it lagged my server. Villagers started glitching out through the box here, and basically my server just crashed and crashed. So what I did is I built this trench way over there. It goes 10 chunks that way, and so that allowed me to slowly, with my server crashing every couple minutes, move all the villagers over there. There were 487 villagers that I moved, These are the rest here, and the ones that glitched through the box. And but the ones that were in, I moved them over there, and now they're in an unloaded chunk over that way. So if I ever head that way, my server will crash, but hopefully they'll fix that in an upcoming snapshot. And if I need some villagers, I can always go over there and take the pain. But in here, I think I have enough villagers for now, hopefully, for what we're going to do. So next step is clean up the trench here and finish prepping the area, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Everything's cleared up and we're ready to build. So right now, I am on the snapshot that came out this week, 14W31A. And that seems to have been helping a little bit with the crashes that I've been experiencing with server lag. So I think we can go ahead and get started with building. So I have this cross area that I've marked out, and basically I've marked out these 5 chunks in a cross. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my control and collection area here in the center, and these wings of the cross are going to be the area where we are going to breed our villagers. So let's get started. I think first we should mark off the area that the building's going to be, so that we have our area marked off. So I've got some materials here, and let's get started. All right, so I think what we'll do is, let me get a debug here so we can see the chunk borders. What I want, I don't want the building to be 16 by 16, because even numbers are always hard to, to get the doors and windows to be symmetrical. So I'm going to go 15 by 15. And I'm just looking here where the chunk starts, right here. Well, I'll go over to this side. So here should be the start of the chunk, right here. All right, so we'll start here, and we're going to do a 15 by 15 wall around here. All right, so that basically looks good. And now what I want to do is my wing here is 9 blocks wide. So I think I will have 3 blocks on either side. So if we just run down here, and we're going to go, I think, 16 blocks down. We'll see here in a sec when we lay down the trench. Okay, excellent. So up here, there's going to be some breeding cells, and the baby villagers are going to drop down. So let's put in our trench. All right, so time to put in the breathing cells. So I just built a little bit of scaffolding here for the time being. Now the way this is going to work is there are going to be, on each side, we have 2 trenches in each wing. On each of these trenches, we're going to have 4 breeding cells. So that'll give us 8 per wing. And that's going to be, as you can see in a bit, will be way more than enough. So I'm just going to knock out some of the glass here, because I'm going to need this later on for our control mechanism. Oh, I hate the delay in the latest snapshot, by the way, on the blocks. Real pain in the butt sometimes. All right, something like so. So let me put some blocks in here. Like so. All right, grab our glass that I'm going to need later. All right, so for starters, we're going to use dropper. And the dropper, these droppers are where the villagers are going to stand. So we're going to have 2 villagers in each one of these cells standing on these droppers. And the reason is because we are going to shoot bread out of the dropper to activate the villagers to be willing to breed. And because we're going to be shooting bread out of these droppers somehow, we need to get the materials in them, the bread themselves, so let's add hoppers for that. Like so. One hopper on each side pointing into the dropper. Alright. Now, next we're going to need to, we're not going to be able to put bread right there, so let's add a hopper behind for each one and go up 2. Okay, excellent. Now, when the villagers are standing here, when they create a baby, sometimes the baby stands here, and so we want to encourage him to move off into the trench. So we are going to have these pistons here, which will fix that one. These pistons like so. All right, excellent. Now, I don't, the villagers tend to look around at each other, so I'm going to put blocks like so they can't see the villagers in the next cell. That way they'll be encouraged just to look at their friend. Oops, somehow I messed up. Oh, here we go. All right, and here, like so. That's what happens when I talk while I'm building. All right. All right, great. So we have these 4 cells. Now, we don't want the villagers to get out, so we are going to need some glass. I'm thinking we'll do it like this. Hold on, just gotta get my hotbar here. Okay. Like so. So the baby villager can get out, but the adult villagers won't be able to get out. Okay, I knocked out my scaffold here, and I enclosed the glass there to keep the villagers in. Let's go and work on the next part. I'm just going to have, I think I'm going to have that wall there, so I'm going to go and put that in for now. And we'll use our ladder just temporary. All right, like so. So let's finish this off here. Now, I think I'm going to want some light in here, so let's go ahead and use my lamps here. Like so. All right, excellent. I don't know if I'm going to fill this in up top here yet. We'll see when we get up here, but there we go. So now there's some lamps in there. All right, and now I want to put down some track because we're going to use a hopper minecart to feed these minecarts, these hoppers down here. So just use regular track, and then here in the middle I will use a power track just to keep the speed up of the hopper minecart. And this torch here actually powers an ends up powering that redstone track, which is nice because if I put items in these hoppers, they're not locked. And so, as you can see here, if I just throw in these half slabs, these hoppers aren't locked. So that's what you want. All right, great. So let's get down here. Maybe I can see from over here. You basically see the view so far. So I'm going to put some glass here on the outside and the bricks around it and just finish up this side, and then I'll show you how it looks. Be right back. All right, so there's how it looks with the outside finished. All right, I put in the glass on the other side, so let's go over there and add all the controls and whatnot for the cells. All right, second side done. Now just add one element here, put a block there, and there we go. So that track is going to be round, an oval shape, so to speak. And there we go. That's our cell. Now I'm going to put a roof on this with half slabs, and then we'll go work on the control mechanism for all of this. So see you soon. Excellent. So in my haste to build a nice pretty building, I forgot one critical aspect here is, hey, we have to actually get the villagers in here. So what I'm going to do is I have these villagers down here, and of course in an unloaded chunk way over that way I have more villagers. So I'm going to build some scaffolding, cobblestone here with a ramp up here with a minecart track, and I'm going to bring up the villagers one by one. So let's see here, find the section where the lights are. Okay, right there. So I'm gonna knock out the light, at least one of them anyway. We'll do this one. Hopefully I picked that up. I'm gonna have to go and collect them all from the hoppers down there anyway. And yeah, get our minecarts and run them along here. All right, so I'll be back once I have the track, and I will show you getting the villagers in here. All right, I got a little bit of track here with a glass block. That way these guys can't escape. Little baby villagers could, but there's none in here. And let me show you. Just circles around here, goes up on some scaffolding, and then I get this crazy thing up here just so I didn't have to break too much, and I'll just fill them up one by one. So let's give it a shot. All right, here I have some hopper mine carts. Let me see, I might have to make some. Here we go, 2. Okay. Let's see how this works. I don't know how well it would work. So what I want to do is I'm going to try not to use farmers because the farmers, I'm not sure if they will throw the bread away from their inventory. They might keep that in their inventory for a while. So I'm going to use people other than farmers. You guys can try farmers if you like. I'm going to use my farmer villagers for other things. In my automatic farm cell that I'm creating, but here in the breeding cell I don't want to use any farmers. So yeah, there we go. We just did a ethnic cleansing and got rid of the farmers. All right, let's see here. We'll start with a blacksmith. There we go. Give him a little push, and he's off. All right. See if this worked. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought he'd get stuck up here. Nope. Right down there. Excellent. Okay, so need to figure out a way I can get my minecarts back, but that seems to work. Let me jump down there and see if I can get my minecart back. Might be a little hard with the water. One more try. Give me something to stand on. There we go. All right, so like so, I'm gonna put 2 in each cell, and I will see you soon. All right, so as always, loading villagers takes a long time, but I'm on the last one here in this section, and I ended up having to go to my storage over there to get 8 more, I guess because I killed all those farmers, but you know, I wanted to make sure I didn't have any farmers in the machine because I don't know, it might work with farmers, but I wanted to make sure that if I did have farmers, they weren't holding onto the bread for an overly long time. So you'll see why in a bit. Let's just go in here, and I blocked off the water streams here just so I can get in here and you know, use a sword or a pick to kind of get the minecart out of the way. Here, let's jump up there and get that minecart. All right, there it is. Okay, so now we can knock this out and go on the roof and fix the roof, and we have all 8 cells filled with villagers. So excellent. So yeah, so probably should have done that before I put everything on the roof, but I got ahead of myself a little bit. Anyway, it's all fixed now, and I'm just going to leave this here because we're going to need to bring at least 1 more villager up here for the next part. So I have 1 wing done. Now in order for these guys to start breeding, well, we'd have to connect up the machines, but we also need a village. And so there's really 2 options here. You can put your village on the ground below all your villagers, and it has to be more than 2 blocks below, and that'll count as a village, and these villagers won't count in the population cap of the village, so they'll keep breeding. Or you can do it the other way around and put the village above. Now I want to do some things in here with collection, I think, of the villagers and being able to route them to different places. So what I've decided to do is put the village on top, I believe. So let me just think here about the design, how high we got to go, but I believe we have to be 5 blocks above. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 more blocks above there. And I also need some space as a loading mechanism for these minecarts. So I need to leave some room for that. So let me calculate how much room we need, and I'll be right back. All right, this is what I came up with. So basically I just, you know, built the columns up, filled in the windows on the side that I'm complete, and threw a half slab roof up here. Half slabs, by the way, to keep spawns up here. That's going to be the whole point. I've got lights up here right now, but eventually I'll remove those. And then here I have this 7x7 box in the center, which I'm going to build up. So I need 1 more level to be able to, I want to be able to come in here and fill in the chests that are going to fill the minecarts. So I'm gonna go up 1 more level, put my minecart filling area in here, and then on top we'll have the village. So let me build that up, and I will see you soon. Okay, here we go. So I built this area in here, which I'll enclose later, but this is where I'm going to access the chest to fill it. You'll see that later. And this is where the village is going to be. So sufficiently above, quite a bit above actually, just because of the way I wanted to build this. It didn't have to be this high, but that's what I chose. My village breeding cells are down there, and my village is going to be up here. And I built this track here just to get the villager in. So I've got this containment area, and then I'm going to put some doors in here. We'll do that after we get the villager. So let's go grab our villager. I've got 1 villager left. I believe he's a farmer. That should be okay for this part. I don't anticipate any problems. And, uh-oh. My villager disappeared. Okay. Well, I have to go down there and get a villager from the storage area, and I'll be right back. Alright, I must have got a zombie or something in that area and killed the villager and turned him into a zombie, and then when the sun came out, killed them both. I don't know. Anyway, I've got to run 10 chunks this way down this track, and I'll be at my unloaded chunk storage area where I've got quite a few villagers here, so it should start to get pretty laggy here in a second. Alright, so there they are. I've got them stored in there, and I've got this little access thing here. We'll see if the server crashes as we get this guy. Alright, here we go. I'm going to push him, or at least follow him and his lag all the way back to the main area, and we'll be back. Okie dokie. Well, that wasn't so bad. Server didn't crash, so yeah, and I just rolled them right up in here, and we're all set. We'll take out our track, temporary track. Shouldn't be using my silk touch pickaxe for that. Anyway, I'll get rid of the rest of this later. Let's place our doors. So I've got 6 doors. Now, for a village, the number of villagers in the village is the capacity, so to speak, is equal to 0.35 times the number of doors. So if we want to have, if we have one villager up here and we want the village to, continue to need more villagers and hence breed more villagers, we need to have at least 6 doors. 6 doors, you do the math, 6 doors times 0.35 is more than 2, right? And so round down, right? So that's what we need. We need to put 6 doors in here to have the proper effect. And I don't have to worry about other villages because there should never be any villagers up here at this level to affect the population cap. So just 6 doors should be enough. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now we need to put a ceiling here so that they actually get counted as doors, and then we should be all set. So I'm going to hop up there, get the roof, and then I'm going to check with MBT Explorer and make sure I have a village and everything's all set, and I'll be right back. Okay, excellent. So I just checked MBT Explorer and we're all set. I'm going to knock out this block here. So you might question why I circled this villager with glass here. It's because I don't want the annoying sound of the villager constantly running around opening doors. So if you just do this and close him in here, the doors still count as a village. He still counts as being in the village, and he's not running around opening the doors constantly making a bunch of noise. So just an improvement I do so that he doesn't annoy me so much. So we're going to knock out this track, and the next step is now we have a village and we have the villagers here. They won't breed yet because we haven't configured the mechanism which is going to trigger them to be willing to breed. So let's clear this up and get in there and hook that all up. I'll see you soon. Alright, so the first thing I think we need to do is before we start fooling around and get these villagers willing to breed, then we'll have villagers shooting out down here and we'll make a big mess. So let's relocate this portal, get a floor down here, and figure out the containment for the baby villagers first. So I'm going to relocate this portal. I'm going to dig out this and get a floor down, and I will see you soon. All right, so that took a fair bit of work, but I've cleaned everything up, and I think I have my collection system ready to go. So here we are. If I put a minecart here, I can step on the platform to activate the minecart. It slides in there, grabs a villager, full-size villager if he's sitting there, and brings him out. And here, what I decided to do is I'm going to have, starting at this entry when we have this wing done, starting at this collection point, and including the two that we have here, the water stream will go along the walls down there and collect all the baby villagers. You can see it goes all the way, and then bring those down here. And let me go down there and show you how that looks. I played around with this a little bit, well, a lot actually, to try and find a system that works. And so I've got the villagers coming down these water streams, and they will end up here. Adult villagers, if they happen to get into the system somehow, will slide in here and then hit this water source block, which will push them over there and up the water elevator. If it's a baby villager, they will sit down here, and eventually they will grow up and they will touch this water source block, and again they will flow up there and then across and right there to our holding area. So yeah, I think this will work great. And we're all set for the next step, which is to, I think what we should do next is get these guys going, feeding them anyway. So we've got to get up here, put a floor down, I think, and start building a control mechanism for the minecarts. So I'm going to get up there. I'm going to put in at least the beginning of a floor, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. As you can see, I've done a ton of work. So originally I recorded, building all of the control mechanisms out and the testing of the machine. But the video was getting really long, and I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go back and re-edit that part. And so I'm basically splicing this part in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the control mechanisms, and then we'll jump forward into the video of where I tested the machine. So let me just give you the outside. You see the two wings here on the north and well, let's say I think it's the north and west side. It could be the south and east side, but or one combination of the four cardinal directions. But anyway, here we are standing on one side, and you can see the two wings, and you can see my village up there in the tower. And here I have my relocated portal, and I have a minecart track here so that I can bring villagers out. I got a glass block there just to keep any nasties from getting in there if I can. So let's go in the machine here. You see there's villagers in there because I was already testing it, but what I really want to show you is the control mechanism. So, well, let's go back here, and since we're standing here, this is the villager retrieval area, I guess if you say. I can push the minecart, he hops in there and he grabs a villager, assuming there's not one in it. And let me turn down the volume here for you guys. All right, and then I have this there's this piston here. So that's the minecart track that goes into the portal. I actually had a minecart track that also went to the top of the machine, so I could load these other two wings. But so that's how that works. Just a glass block here blocks the dude in the minecart from going down there, so that I can take a look at him and say, oh, okay, yeah, I need an aqua affinity. In this case, you know what? I don't need this guy. I already have that book, so let me show you how that works. And there we go, we retrieve another guy. Oh yeah, okay, he's not useful at all. Anyway, and then eventually you'll get a guy who is useful, like maybe this guy. Sure, we don't really need that, but we can pretend, and then we can send him on his way to the portal. And so if we go over here, we might see him going through the portal, through the glass. And yeah, he's sitting there waiting for me to get rid of the minecart. So that's how that works. This is the control mechanism here for the minecarts. And so what I have is one redstone torch tower right here, and this control mechanism. So we have two parts. We have this here, it's a T flip-flop, which maintains the state, and this is what we call an etho timer. So this one here I have completely loaded with dirt blocks, 5 stacks of dirt blocks, just to give myself about a 5-minute timer. And this here is a, like I said, the T flip-flop. So when it triggers once, this is going to be on. When it triggers again, it's going to be off. So that gives me 5 minutes of the minecarts working, and then 5 minutes of the minecarts not working, which is basically what I wanted. And let's go up here to the very top. Oh, sorry, too high, to here. And this is the level where we power the minecarts, so that you see they're all working right now. This is the redstone torch tower, and it comes up and powers this block. And if I actually knock this out here, you can see turns off the machine, right? All the minecarts will go back to the idle spot, and they can load from these hoppers here. I'll just put that back, turns back on, and they're re-enabled. So that works really slick. And I didn't have a chance to talk about this earlier, but this is my kind of loading station. So I want to be able to, when I do get a lot of bread, just be able to load this up once, you know, from the top here. I'm right below the villager, by the way. I can load up these 4 chests, and that will distribute the bread or potatoes or carrots or whatever I'm using. I'm using bread down to these individual hoppers here that feed the hopper minecarts. So that's that mechanism. All right, let's go down one more level. So next we want to power the pistons, which the pistons are used to push the little babies off the platform if they happen to, baby villagers, if they happen to stand there for a while. So that one's pretty simple. I have this other piston tower. Nope, that's the wrong one. I have this other piston tower right here. And we just have an etho timer. And I just used a monostable circuit here to get a 2-tick pulse off of this. So I think if we just look here, I have about 3 stacks in there. And when this fires, it's going to trigger this 2-tick pulse from here. And I have this redstone torch just to invert the signal. So most of the time I want this on. Every few minutes when that timer goes off, I think it's about 2 minutes, it will trigger and toggle the pistons to fire. So, and you see coming off of this redstone torch tower here, 1, 2, got that one over there, here, and I just have this repeater just so that those 2 signals don't cross. Well, so pretty simple, right? All right, now the droppers. This one's a little trickier. For the droppers, we need to trigger it 3 times. And so I have this big mess of repeaters here. But basically, we've got our timer sitting sideways instead, just for room. Again, it comes off here, and I've got my monostable circuit. Got our 2-tick pulse coming off of it, and it goes 1, 2 ways. This is, with very little delay. This one has some repeaters on delay, and then it splits again into a 3rd way with a bunch more repeaters on delay. And so I end up with, 3 pulses to power the droppers. And that way it'll shoot up 3 bread whenever it goes. And I think if we go look at this again, yeah. Oh, I actually have 1 too many items in that, so that's going to stop it from working. Good thing I came by. So I've got it full. So it's on a 5-minute timer. All right. So that's the control mechanism. So I'm going to jump back into the edit video here in a second, where I test the machine out, and we'll see you at the end. All right. I'm back at the top. I've got all the bread. And so, again, like I said, with this machine, it'll stop creating villagers when they run out of bread. Eventually, the villagers in the breeding cells run out of bread, and they become unwilling to breed anymore. So this system has a natural off button, which is, when you run out of bread here. So let me see what I got. I've got, let's take that out here. So looks like I've got 11 stacks of bread. So let's put 3 in each, I guess, and then I'll split up the remaining. Will that work? 2 in each, right? We have 4 chests here. Okay, and then I'll split these up. Into a pile of 4 here. Okay, we'll put that in the system too. All right, there we go. So I'm going to go down and down where the villagers come out, and we'll see how many villagers we get, and we'll try and measure the rate. I will see you soon. All right, I'm starting to see baby villagers come in. So it took about 6 minutes for the first villagers to show up, baby villagers to show up, I think, maybe 5 minutes. That makes sense because it takes, the timers are on 5-minute timers, the longer ones. So that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to let this run for a while and see how many villagers we end up with. Right, so that's roughly, 1 every 10 seconds or so. So, I've seen a few more come in here while I was thinking about the math, and plus I had another 20 in there when I first started. So, started the tally, so to speak. So, I've probably got 40 baby villagers in there, and it's been about since I put the bread in the machine, it's only been about 15, 16 minutes. So I'm pretty happy with the rate here. All right. So I let the machine run for about an hour and a half. And I had some stragglers. In fact, just one villager baby villager just came down the machine. So it'll be another 20 minutes before he grows up. I think there's 3 villagers down here, and let's go upstairs and check out how many we got. So in an hour and a half, I think it looks to me to be probably about 130 villagers, I'd say. Maybe some more. Hard to tell here, but I think 134 villagers. I got 3 down there, so 137. Let's call it 140 villagers. That's not bad, considering I put in, 12 stacks of bread. I guess that's a fair number of villagers for that. It takes 3 bread for each villager, so you need 6 bread to make a baby villager. So yeah, so it's basically 2 stacks of that, and I got about 140 villagers. So I think I did okay. And I think, when the machine was really clicking, I was getting about 1 every 10 seconds. So that's pretty awesome. All right. So that's it for today. Well, for this week. I mean, I've been working on this machine for about a week. Pretty big machine. So that's it for this week. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. I think now clearly I need a whole lot of bread to feed these guys. So we probably next episode we'll be doing something, either using these villagers, all these villagers I've created, or building some farms in 1.8 to feed these guys. So we'll see. All right. Thanks for watching. If you like this episode, make sure to hit that like button. And if you really enjoyed it, you want to see more of my episodes or more ZipKrowd stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. And we'll see you later. Goodbye.